Welcome back to OneStopTutorials.com. We're back again, Alibaba from Chiang Mai, Thailand. And in this tutorial, we're just going to look into a little bit more about strokes and how you can change color of strokes, manipulate strokes, and add strokes, okay? Because we spend a lot of time on making shapes, making strokes, and making fills and things like that. I just want to show you how you can manipulate a few things to get a better look, okay? What I'm going to do is I'm going to grab the rectangular shape tool. I'm just going to draw a green. So I got a green stroke with a blue fill. And I'm going to quickly change the stroke on this one to black, and I'm going to change this to blue, something like that. And I'm going to make another one here. Okay. Now in this tutorial, we're going to be using a few different tools as well. In fact, we're going to be using 3 different tools, but it will help you explain how to change colors of strokes and things like that. Okay. Now the easiest way to explain this is this eyedropper here. It's a bit different than in using Photoshop or maybe some other programs. The eyedropper here works on the basis of whatever you select actually changes the tool. Let me explain. If I hover over this line here, this green stroke, you'll notice that there is a pencil next to it. As soon as I left click on that actual green stroke, you'll notice that the option of the tool changed to something called an ink bottle, okay, the inkwell. Well, what that inkwell is that inkwell is the tool to allow you to change color of a stroke. So if I was to come in here and choose, I don't know, let's choose a pink or something, and left click on that stroke, you'll now notice that it's applied that stroke of that pink. Okay. The same option works that when you select the eyedropper and select inside of an actual fill, you'll notice that you've got a different cursor which has like a little bucket, sort of a little paintbrush something. And when you left click on this, if you watch down here, you watch where the inkwell is at the moment, when you left click on this, it changes it to the paint bucket. So it's automatically, when you choose the eyedropper, changing it to the tool that will help you change this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to come into black, I'm going to left click, and now we got a black box with a pink stroke, okay, just by using this eyedropper. So let's say we had this box here and we wanted this box here to be the same as this box. We wanted to have a black fill with a pink outline. Well, what you can do, this will have to be done in a couple of stages, but what you can do is left click on the actual eyedropper, select the stroke, okay, so we're going to select the pink stroke. It's now changes to our inkwell, okay, it's now told us that our stroke color is going to be pink, and I can come in here and make that pink. I can come back to my eyedropper, grab the fill, again you'll notice that it's changed, and again it's changed the color to black, and that will now make it 2. Let me Control Z. I just want to show you exactly what let me bring it back to the original. Okay, so now you understand by using the eyedropper, it uses the stroke or the fill, it changes the actual tool to the paint bucket or the inkwell, and that will just allow you to fill in. Okay, so let's say, for instance, now let's say we wanted to make another stroke around this green stroke. Let's say we wanted to make a black stroke. So I'm going to come down to the stroke, I'm going to choose black. I'm going to grab myself the inkwell, which is if you hold down your left mouse button on the paint bucket, inkwell is there, the shortcut is S on your keyboard. Now let's say I wanted to make another black stroke around this green stroke. Well, what happens now is when I left click on, left click just above the line, you'll notice that the actual stroke turns to a black stroke. That's not really what I want. What I want is an effect of adding another stroke outside of this green stroke. So the way to make this work is all you need to do is come up and grab your selection tool. You double, remembering from the previous few tutorials, you double left click on the stroke. That will select the whole stroke. If you just selected it once, it would only select one line. So double left click on the stroke. I'm quickly going to come into my properties, and I'm just going to change this to something smaller. 3 should be fine, just so you'll be able to see what I'm talking about. Okay, so we selected the double left clicked on the stroke. Now you want to come up to modify, shape, and you want to choose convert lines to fill. So what we want to do in this instance is we have this red fill here and we have this green stroke. We want to basically convert the green stroke and the red fill to become one fill, okay? And by doing that, we double left click on the stroke, come up to modify, shape, convert the lines, so convert the strokes to a fill, and when you click on it, it'll look like nothing's actually happened. Now when we grab our inkwell and we left click, you'll now notice that we have, let me just change the, let me change it to something smaller. There we go. You'll now notice that we have a black line going around the original green stroke line. And in theory, what you can do as well, as this green one, as the red one doesn't actually have a stroke, the red fill have a stroke applied to it, you can left click in the red stroke, and now you have like a double line. Okay, so you have the green. So this is a way of adding another thing, adding another stroke around the original stroke that you had, but you change that original stroke to become a you modified it to become converted it to a fill, which now will allow you to come in and add another stroke. So I sort of hope you understand what I'm doing. I'm just trying to explain another way by using strokes, by adding another stroke to a stroke. You can make a lot nicer images. You can now come in to that stroke and you can actually modify it to whatever you want to do. Okay, so you now understand how to use the eyedropper. As soon as you select the eyedropper, it will change the tool for you either to an inkwell or a paint bucket, and you will be able to change the color of the actual stroke or the actual fill. Take it easy, guys and girls. We're bombing through these tools. Soon the fun shall begin. I shall catch you guys and girls at the next One Stop Tutorials.